Bankai. We finally get to see Shinji's Bankai. This only gives me the thought that we might see Hisagi's Bankai after all as well. Because we see Hisagi up on the scene, Mr. 69 himself. But to go back to Shinji's Bankai real quick. His Bankai kind of reminds me of Aizen Shikai. What I mean is, because it affects the senses just like how Aizen's does, this one takes a little bit step further where it literally just makes everything super confusing. Everything is turned upside down. Words. And you can't even identify from friend or foe. And it reminds me a bit of that because, you know, Aizen did kind of the same thing. We couldn't tell if you're hitting Aizen or if you're hitting Momo. Chalk up another L for Hitsugaya, by the way. Just kidding. Because when it comes to Hitsugaya in this episode, he finally starts making a move. And that is all thanks to these pills that were actually created. These pills give you a bit of Hollowfied power because Hollowfied power is poisonous to the Quincy. So their beef when it comes to Arankas and all of the goddamn hollows is because they can't mess with them. They gotta eradicate these fools because they can eradicate them. So with those pills, they get a small Hollowfied bit of power, which allows them to get their Bankais back. Holla freaking Lulia, god dang. Because it's kind of cool too, when you see Hitsugaya get his Bankai back, you see him have like a little bit of a mask, kind of like Hollowfication. That's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. But this actually brings up a really big point here. What are some Shinigamis out there that already have Hollowfied powers? Advisors, if you didn't know. Them suckers need to be on the goddamn front line because they can take them out with ease, then it sounds like. And you know who you can thank for that? Aizen. So let's give a round of applause to our boy Aizen Sosuke because he knows, he's planning, it's just too goated. So with all that said and done, with all the captains getting their Bankais back, like Soifon got her Bankai back, which is like, again, I don't really understand. Like her Bankai is just honestly trash. But she does blow a BG9. And it looks like they're about to win, but then obviously, you know, they have another ability, right? The Vostandish. They out here transforming like Kirige, and they about to start absorbing Reishi and start going crazy on these suckers. You already know. So now they got something much worse to actually worry about than their Bankais being stolen, if I'm being honest with you. So I'd love to see how this fight and everything's going to be going at this point here. Next episode does seem to be dealing with more of Dogboy, and you're going to see more of what's going on with him and his backstory. So look forward to that. Also, towards the end of this episode, so freaking interesting. I like it a lot. So we see Ichigo still trying to, you know, walk his path in order to gain more enlightenment and strength. But he's currently getting all these memories, kind of like a Kaira, right? He's like, get out of here! Ah! Stop it! Oh. And what we're seeing is actually the Soul King himself. So what I mean by this interesting tidbit, because if you remember, like the last episode, we have the growth of Yuha Bak, how he came to be and how he gained his power, right? So in this episode, we see the Soul King and how he was formed and what was going on with him. It was such a nice little detail. I really like that because it just fills in some of the gaps that we did not have from the manga, especially when it comes to the origin story for the Soul King. Because honestly, there was not a lot of information that we got from the Soul King. So round of applause to Kubo for this, to add this in here. I really, really liked it. And this, again, looking like one of the best adaptations you can possibly get from manga to anime at this goddamn point. We're getting more Bankai reveals, we're getting this more information. This is what we really needed, and they're doing an amazing job for it. So I am still here 100% with Bleach. This is freaking goated. If you're not watching Bleach, go watch Bleach because you know it's some good freaking stuff, all right? But please, leave in the comments below what you thought of Bleach this week. I give about like an 8.5, if not a 9 out of 10. This is a really good episode, I'm not gonna lie. Like, dislike, do what you gotta do, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Until then, people. Bankai this. Oh, you're all smiling. Break out the...
The anticipation is going to lube you up, but what happens is going to finish you off, lol.
What?